Hello and welcome. Welcome to the session. Let's wait for about 3 or 4 minutes and then we start off. Okay, let's wait for about 3 or 4 minutes for everyone to join and then we start off. Let's wait for about 2 or 3 minutes. Let everyone join. Let's wait for about 2 or 3 minutes. Let everyone join in and then we start the session. All right, 2 more minutes. Let people come in. Two more minutes and then we start. Just a minute more, we wait. Just about 30 seconds more and then we start off. All right, welcome to Unacademy, India's largest online learning platform that gives you a world of courses, resources, content, live and recorded sessions to help you in your preparation for the CA Foundation and intermediate examinations. Also, welcome to Crack CA Exams with us, which is a vertical and channel of Unacademy that caters to the students of CA Foundation and intermediate in their pursuit and journey of preparation for the CA Foundation and intermediate examinations by providing top educators, quality content, and overall a great learning experience. So come, let's crack CA exams with Unacademy, India's largest online learning platform. Welcome to the session once again. Before we proceed, a brief introduction about the educator today. Hello, I'm Prathik Gupta. I am a Bachelor of Commerce from Christ College, Bangalore University. I am an associate member of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, an associate member of the Institute of Cost Accountants of India, and an associate member of the Institute of Company Secretaries of India, and also a law graduate from Karnataka State Law University. I'm currently a practicing chartered accountant and also a visiting faculty for CA subjects and an educator for CA students, both online and offline. Prior to starting on my own, I worked with SR Bartley Boy and Associates, that's the Indian member firm of Ernst & Young Global, in the Audit and Assurance Department. Post that, I worked with Ernst & Young India, EY India, in the Mergers and Acquisitions Department. And then after that, I worked with the Manipal Group in Bangalore as the corporate controller of their German subsidiary located in Frankfurt, Germany. And it's only after I got back from Frankfurt, Germany, that I decided to start something on my own. And that gave me an opportunity to become an educator, which in turn today has given me this opportunity to take this session for you young, bright, and enthusiastic chartered accountants. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, and I hope you find the session useful. Now, anytime during the session, in case you have any questions, queries, observations, or discussions to be made, please feel free to drop in a line, and I will take up the matter as soon as I can for discussion or for problem solving, as the case may be. Now, with this name of mine, which is Prathik Gupta, Prathik, you can also look me up on YouTube to find all my other sessions that are there on the YouTube channel of Unacademy, which will help you in your preparation for the CA Foundation and intermediate examinations. And also you can look me up with this name on the Unacademy Learning app to find all the hundreds of hours of special classes that I have conducted on the Unacademy Learning app, and which will help you in your preparation for the CA Foundation and intermediate examinations. All right. Okay. Now, like I told you, Unacademy helps you in your preparation for the CA Foundation and the intermediate examination through three platforms, that is your YouTube, your special classes, and the Plus platform of Unacademy. Plus platform of Unacademy, which is also the premium platform of Unacademy. Now, YouTube and special classes are absolutely free, but they provide to you immense value and resources to help you in your preparation for the CA Foundation and intermediate examinations. What you are viewing currently is a YouTube session, and you also, like I told you with my name, you can look up all the other sessions that I've taken on this YouTube platform as well. And special classes are conducted on the Unacademy Learning app, more about which I will tell you in the slides that are coming up. Now let's talk about the Plus platform of Unacademy. The Plus platform of Unacademy, like I said, is the premium platform of Unacademy, which is also a payment-based subscription model, more about which I will tell you in the slides coming up. Now, okay. Now, I personally recommend, I very strongly recommend and encourage you to become part of the Plus platform of Unacademy due to the following reasons. Firstly, it provides daily live classes where you get to chat with your educator, ask your questions, engage in discussions, ask your doubts, and answer polls. All this while the class is going on. Yes, you heard it right. All this while the class is going on. You do not need to wait for the end of the session. You do not need to wait a couple of hours after the class. You do not need to wait for the weekend after the class, and neither do you need to wait to fix up an appointment with your educator. You can do it right then and there on a real-time basis as the class is going on. It is as simple as lifting your hand up in a classroom, and your educator will be happy to address your queries and discuss the matters with you. The second reason why I encourage and recommend you to become part of the Plus platform of Unacademy is because one second, there's some issue with this. Okay. The second reason why I encourage and recommend you to become part of the Plus program of Unacademy is because of the live tests and quizzes it conducts on a regular periodic basis, along with mock tests to which help you in your evaluation and analysis of your performance. Now, you might ask me, why is this evaluation and analysis of my performance important? Please remember, when you're preparing for a professional examination, it is important for you to take a stock of your preparation from time to time as to what is your level of preparation, which area you're prepared, which area you're not very prepared, and which area you might require external assistance. So these regular mock tests and live tests will help you to get an idea or grip of your preparations, and basically break up your preparations into three levels. That is your strong areas, your not so strong areas, and your weak areas. And which will help you also to utilize your limited preparation time that you have on these three areas accordingly, in the sense that you can use more time on your weak areas, a little lesser time on your not so strong areas, and less time on your weak areas, until you reach a time where your not so strong areas and your weak areas eventually become your strong areas. Thereby, the Plus platform of Unacademy ensures minimum wastage of time and maximum utilization of your time. The third reason why I recommend and encourage you to become part of the Plus platform of Unacademy is because of the structured courses it provides. All the courses are structured in line with your exam syllabus to help you best prepare for it, which simply means that all the Plus courses on the Plus platform of the Unacademy are prepared keeping in mind your exam syllabus. And once you complete a Plus course on the Plus platform of Unacademy, you can rest assured that you've completed the syllabus of your examination without missing out on any important or major points. And lastly, and most importantly, the one subscription to the Plus platform of Unacademy will give you unlimited access to all the live and recorded courses to watch from the comfort of your devices, which simply means the one subscription to the Plus platform of Unacademy will give you access to all the live and recorded Plus courses that Unacademy has to offer to you, and all the live and recorded special classes that Unacademy has to offer you to help you in your preparation for the CA Foundation and intermediate examinations. And not only this, all these sessions, the live and recorded sessions, are available to you at the comfort of any of your devices. That means you can view these sessions on your mobile phone, laptop, desktop, or tablet, as the case may be. And it is also available for your access 24/7 without any timing restrictions. You do not need to view these sessions 10 to 4, 10 to 5, 10 to 6. You have no such restrictions, and you can view these sessions whenever you find the time to prepare. You can just pull out your mobile phone, log into the Unacademy Learning app, and make use of all these resources that are there at your disposal to help you in your preparation for the CA Foundation and intermediate examinations. Hang on, there is also another feature. You can access this information from any location that you want. You can view it from your home, whether you're coming back home from work, or you're traveling to work, or you're waiting for someone for a meeting, or you're on a vacation, or you're in your native place and you find the time to prepare for examinations. You can just pull out your mobile phone, log into the Unacademy Learning app, and make use of all the information that you have. All you require is a internet connection or a data plan, which all of us are blessed with today. So keeping all these points in mind, and also these advantages among the many others, I strongly recommend and encourage you to become a part of the Plus platform of Unacademy in order to accelerate and enhance your preparation for the CA Foundation and intermediate examinations. Please take a minute, go through this. Any questions, please ask me. Any questions, please ask. Please take a minute. Any questions, please ask me. Okay, now, like I told you, there were the three platforms that Unacademy caters you from. One is the YouTube, which you're watching right now, and then you have the special classes, and then you have the Plus platform. Now let's talk about the special classes and the Plus platform. The special classes and the Plus platform are present on the Unacademy Learning app. Okay, so for all of you who have downloaded and are using the Unacademy Learning app, I thank you very much, and I request your support in the future as well. And for those of you who have not yet downloaded the Unacademy Learning app, I request you to go to your Play Store, download the Unacademy Learning app, put in your mobile number where you will get an OTP, and using that OTP, please register on the Unacademy Learning app. It's a simple procedure without any lengthy procedures or complicated procedures at all. So now you might ask me, what happens once you log into the download the Unacademy Learning app, log into it? What happens? You get access to all the live and recorded special classes that Unacademy has to offer to you, and along with this, you also get access to all the live and recorded plus courses that Unacademy has to offer you to help you in your preparation for the CA Foundation and the intermediate examinations. So keeping these points in mind, I strongly request you to download the Unacademy Learning app, register on it using your mobile number and OTP, and make use of all the resources that it provides to you to help you in your preparation, and also spread the word around of getting people to download and install the Unacademy Learning app on their phones. Help them register on it using their mobile numbers and OTPs, and also making use of the resources that Unacademy has to provide to all of you to help you in your preparation for the CA Foundation and intermediate examinations. All right, please take about a minute, go through this slide, and then we proceed. Any questions, please ask me. Take about a minute more. Any questions, please ask me. Any questions, please ask. Okay, now, like I told you, the Plus platform of Unacademy is the premium platform of Unacademy, which is also a payment-based subscription model and which provides various subscription packages for the examination of your choice. The CA Foundation and Intermediate subscription packages provided by the Plus platform of Unacademy are as follows. The packages provided are for 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, and 24 months. The 1 month package will cost you about 3,500. The 3 month package will cost you about 8,750. The 6 month package will cost you about 14,000 rupees. The 12 months package will cost you about 17,500, and the 24 months package will cost you about 21,000 rupees. Now, please remember, these are the listed prices, but before you make the payment of the package of your choice, please do not forget to use the code Prathik to get an instant discount of 10% on the above listed price. Hi Shruti. Shruti, yes, we'll have to wait for 2 minutes, but this is a mandatory procedure that needs to be done. And once we complete this, we will continue. This is a mandatory thing that needs to be done to let the viewers know about the Unacademy thing. Okay, so we will continue. So I repeat, please do not forget to use the code Prathik to get an instant discount of 10% on the above listed price. So the after discount price of the various packages are: the 1 month package will cost you rupees 3,150. Okay, the 3 months package will cost you rupees 7,875. The 6 months package will cost you rupees 12,600. The 12 month package will cost you rupees 15,750, and the 24 months package will cost you rupees 18,900. So you see immediately there is a 10% discount you get when you use my code, that is Pratik. Now, I personally recommend you to start off with the 12 months package for the 2 reasons. One is it is cost effective. If you compare the 1 month package cost and you compare the per month cost of the 12 months package, you will see that you get great savings almost immediately. And secondly, since the CA Foundation and intermediate courses are provided in one package, a 12-month package will be highly beneficial for you because it covers the duration of your entire course, that is the CA Foundation and the intermediate, which normally take about a year's time for you to prepare and clear the examination. So if you're getting a package that provides the duration of both these courses at a very cost-effective price, I think that's a very good deal. But having said this, you're free to go for the package of your choice. Okay, but please do not forget to use the code Pratik before you make the payment to get an instant discount of 10% on the above listed price. You can also use the no cost EMI option available for 6 months, 12 months and 24 months packages, just in case you do not wish to make the payment at one shot. Okay, and the payment options are internet banking, debit card, credit card, and also all the coins that you've accumulated while watching the various special classes can all be redeemed when you're making the payment for your Plus course. So keeping these points in mind, among the many other advantages, I strongly recommend you to get onto the Plus platform of Unacademy in order to enhance and accelerate your preparation for the CA Foundation and intermediate examinations. All right, please take about a minute, go through this. Any questions, please ask me. Take about a minute more. Any questions, please ask me. I mean, this is we need to inform the viewers about the various packages and facilities provided by Unacademy. So this is a routine procedure that needs to be conducted before the sessions can start. All right, and this is for your benefit itself. Take about a minute more. Any questions, please ask me. Any questions on this, please ask. Okay, so and then like I told you, the Unacademy Learning app gives you access to all the live and recorded special classes. Here are the snapshots of few of the many special classes that I have conducted on the Unacademy Learning app, and which is there for your at your disposal to help you in your preparation for the CA Foundation and intermediate examinations. I have taken special class on Revision Test Paper, Sale of Goods Act, Indian Contracts Act, Companies Act, Fundamentals of Accounting, retirement of partner, death of partner, admission of partner, valuation of inventories, revision on final accounts of entities, revision on sale of goods, and many more. So please go ahead, make use of all these sessions, and in case after going through them you have any questions or queries, you can always get back to me. All right, then here are also the links to few of the many special classes that I've conducted. You can either copy and paste these links on your browser, or you can click on these links to directly take you to the special class on the Unacademy Learning app. Now the special classes are on the Indian Contracts Act, Sale of Goods Act, Indian Partnership Act, Limited Liability Partnership Act, Companies Act, Basics of Communication, Accounting Concepts, Revision Test Papers, among many others. So please go ahead, make use of them, and after going through them, in case you have any questions, please ask me and I will be happy to help you out. Please take about a minute, go through this. Any questions, please ask me. Any questions, please ask. Take about a minute more. Okay, so let's start off with theory of consumer behavior, part 2. Part 1 was done yesterday. So all of you who have missed part 1, Hi Ratan, yes, I'm doing that. All right, so part 1. Please go through my yesterday's session and you will get to know about the thing that you missed. Okay, so let's quickly cover up of what we did yesterday and then we will start from where we ended yesterday. Okay, so yesterday we started about nature of human rights. That is, all desires, tastes, and motives of humans are wants in economics. So basically, economics is all about how to satisfy the human wants and needs with the limited resources that are there. Okay, so what are the characteristics of wants? Wants are unlimited in number. Wants differ in intensity. Each want is satisfiable. Satiable means satisfiable. Wants are competitive. That is, one want of the person keeps competing with the other want of the person, and it then needs to be seen which want is satisfied first. Then we have wants are complementary. That means wants move together as well. Wants are alternative. Wants are subjective and relative. Wants vary with time, place, and person. I'm going a little fast on this because we have already done this yesterday, so I'm just brushing up for your benefit before we go on. Okay, some wants recur again, whereas others do not recur again and again. Wants may become habits and customs. Wants are affected by income, taste, fashion, advertisements, and social customs. Now we are talking about wants of people, right? Wants arise from multiple causes such as natural instincts, social obligation, and individuals' economic and social status. The classification of wants. In economics, wants are classified into 3 categories: necessaries, comforts, and luxuries. Like the name says, necessaries are those wants that are required by a person for his day-to-day living. He cannot survive without those. Okay, like your food, clothing, shelter, these are necessaries. Now, comforts are a next step after necessaries. Okay, my necessaries are taken care of. Now, let me lead a comfortable life. So, a comfortable life. So, comfort means things that are not really necessary for a person, but yes, for his comfortable existence, he requires them. And luxuries, like the name says, the last one, the luxuries are things that he wants to pamper himself. Like you are okay with a Maruti 800 as well, but then for luxury, you want a BMW or a Mercedes or an Audi. So that becomes a luxury. The Maruti Suzuki car as well as the Audi will do the same performance. The purpose of the car is the same. But yes, the Maruti Suzuki comes as a necessity as well as Audi will be a luxury. Actually, even a Maruti Suzuki is not a necessary, but in today's time, it becomes a necessary. Okay, so if you want, please take about a minute, quickly go through the slide and then we proceed. This was discussed in detail in yesterday's session. Okay, so I'm just giving you a minute, go through this. Any questions, please ask me. Okay, I'm just giving you about a minute to go through this. Any questions on this, please ask me. Okay, then we have comforts and luxuries. I've already explained this to you and discussed this in detail yesterday. Please go through this, take a minute or two, go through this, and then we proceed. All this was done yesterday. Please remember this. Any questions you have, please ask. Take about a minute more, go through this. Any questions? Shruti, Ratan, any questions you have? Kindly respond. Shruti, any questions? Ratan, any questions? Okay, can we proceed, Ratan? When is your attempt, Ratan? When are you writing your CA intermediate? Okay, now we discuss about what is utility. Okay, quickly, we've discussed this yesterday as well. Now see, utility does not mean usefulness. In economics, utility simply means the satisfaction that a particular commodity or goods brings to the consumer. Okay, it might be useful, it might not be useful, but utility means the satisfaction that it brings to the consumer. Now, satisfaction could be of any type. It need not necessarily be the satisfaction which the general public thinks of. Okay, so the concept of utility is used in neoclassical economics to explain the operation of the law of demand. Utility is the want satisfying power of a commodity. Okay, so basically now why does someone buy an Audi and not a Maruti? Because he might want to satisfy his ego. He might want to feel like a big man. He might want to show off his status. So for that reason, he buys a Audi or a BMW or a Mercedes Benz and not a Maruti Suzuki. Even though Maruti Suzuki cars are very good, Audi, BMW and all the other cars also are very good. Due respect to everyone. But yes, these cars do bring out a sort of a status symbol among people. So even though they serve the same purpose, but yes, it's a status symbol. So that is the utility that maybe a Audi or a BMW or a Mercedes brings to the table. Okay, so a commodity has utility for a consumer even when it is not consumed. So the fact that a person's Audi or BMW is standing outside his house is more than enough for him to satisfy his pride and his ego rather than he using it. So even if it is not consumed by him or not used by him, but still it is giving him his satisfaction what he looks at. Yes, this is an intermediate. This is a foundation class, business economics. Foundation, business economics. Okay, what's your name? Dil se CA. What's your name? Okay, so this is the foundation session on business economics. Okay, so let's proceed. So a marginal utility, two important theories are marginal utility analysis propounded by Marshall. Hi Rohit, how are you? So are you a foundation student or intermediate student? Hi Rohit. Yes, Rohit. Yes, so this session is for you, Rohit. It's for your business economics. Okay, so how's your preparations coming along? कैसी चल रही है प्रिपरेशन आपकी? Chaliye. Okay, so please take about a minute on this, and then the two important theories are marginal utility analysis and indifference curve propounded by Hicks and Allen. Now, marginal utility, all right, preparations are going on well, Rohit. Nice to hear that. Chaliye, all the best for your examinations, Rohit. I hope you really do well, and let me know if there's any way I can help you out with. Okay? I will be more than happy to help you out if I can help you out with anything. तो अगर कोई भी चीज़ में मेरी हेल्प चाहिएगी तो बताइएगा and I will be happy to help you. Okay, Rohit, all the best for your examinations. ठीक है, चलिए, take about a minute on this, Rohit. Go through this. Any questions, please ask me. Okay, we'll proceed. So we discussed marginal utility analysis also. Now please remember what is marginal utility analysis is. Marginal utility analysis means the additional satisfaction that a certain thing brings to you over and above the last total. Okay, so it is the satisfaction that the last unit brings to you in addition to all the units that have brought you so far. Okay, that is what marginal utility analysis is all about. We discussed all this in detail yesterday, so I will not be spending much time on this. But if you want, you can take a minute, go through this. Rohit, agar aap chahein, you can take a minute, go through this, and then we proceed. But yesterday's session, we've discussed everything in detail. ठीक है, 1 minute ले लीजिए आप, go through this. Any questions, please ask. Okay, Rohit, when you're done, please let me know. Okay, the next one, we did this also yesterday. Go through this, the hypothesis of independent utility, the law of diminishing marginal utility. Please take about a minute more, go through this. Done? Okay. Okay, so this is where we stopped yesterday. All right, so we will continue with this now, the law of diminishing marginal utility. All right, so let's start off. Yeah, we'll continue from here. Okay, now one of the important laws under marginal utility analysis is the law of diminishing marginal utility. The law of diminishing marginal utility is based on an important fact that while total wants of a person are virtually unlimited, each single want is satiable. Okay, so it simply means whereas the human wants are all unlimited, we have unlimited wants, we want this also, that also, everything we want. But if you look at each want in isolation, in single, then each of those wants is satisfiable or satiable. Okay, then each want is capable of being satisfied. Since each want is satiable, as a consumer consumes more and more units of a good, the intensity of his want for the good goes on decreasing, and a point is reached where consumer no longer wants it. Thus, the greater the amount of goods a consumer has, the less an additional unit is worth to him or her. Okay, now what does this mean? Let's take the mango season for example. Now all of us wait for the mango season throughout the year, right? That when we will get the mangoes. So once the mango season comes in and we have a lot of mangoes with us, we kind of go mad, right? When we see mangoes. So we start having 1 mango, 2 mango, 3 mango, 4 mango. But please tell me that does the first mango and the 20th mango that we have on the same day, does it give us the same kind of satisfaction or the same kind of relief? No, right? The first mango is like magic when we eat it. But the 20th mango is like, okay, we've had enough now, maybe we can take a break. So this is what you mean by the law of diminishing marginal utility, which means the greater the amount of a good a consumer has, the less an additional unit is worth. Okay, now what does that mean? The first mango is very valuable to you, but the 20th mango or the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, as it keeps adding, the last ones are not so valuable to the consumer like the first one. Okay, Marshall, who was the exponent of the marginal utility analysis, stated the law as follows: the additional benefit which a person derives from a given increase in the stock of a thing diminishes with every increase in the stock that he already has. Okay, so the additional benefit. Now, what is the additional benefit if you go on eating mangoes? The additional benefit which a person derives from a given increase in the stock of a thing diminishes with every increase in the stock that he already has. So if you already have a stock of mangoes, every new mango that you get, the value will go on decreasing. Okay. In other words, as a consumer increases the consumption of any one commodity, keeping constant the consumption of all other commodities, the marginal utility of the variable commodity must eventually decline. Okay, so that is what you mean by marginal utility analysis. Please take about 2 minutes. Go through this slide. Any questions, please ask me. Any questions, please ask. Okay, Rohit? Let me know once you're done. Any questions, please ask me. Let me know once you're done. Rohit, are we done? Okay. Now, let's take this slide. Okay. This law describes a very fundamental tendency of human nature. In simple words, it says that a consumer takes more units of a good. The extra satisfaction that he derives from the extra unit of a good goes on falling. Like I told you, the first mango is magic, the second is less magic, the third is lesser magic, fourth is lesser magic, and by the time you reach 20th mango, you're like, okay, enough, let's stop it for today, let's see after a couple of days. Okay, so the extra satisfaction that he derives from an extra unit of a good goes on falling. It is to be noted that it is the marginal utility and not the total utility which declines with the increase in the consumption of a good. Okay, so here we see it's not the total utility, but it is the marginal utility that goes on decreasing. Let's look at this table. First table is quantity of chocolate bar consumed. So I used mango, now they are using chocolate bar consumed. Total utility, marginal utility. Okay, so basically your total utility is your cumulative total of this. So the first one, the first chocolate bar gives you a total utility of 30, so marginal utility 30. The second, when you take the second bar, the total utility is 20. So what is the marginal utility? The total utility is 50. So what is the marginal utility? 20. The third is after you eat the third bar, it goes to 65 total utility. So the marginal utility becomes 15. So you see, as the total utility, okay, keeps increasing. Oh, sorry. As the total utility keeps increasing, the marginal utility keeps decreasing. Okay, it becomes 30, 20, 50, 10, 8, 6, 4, 3, 2, 0 by the time you reach the 10th bar, and by the time you eat your 11th bar, it does not give you satisfaction or taste anymore. You're fed up with the chocolate bars and you want to stop eating the chocolate. So let's say you had a 5-star or something and you kept eating it. By the time you reach your 11th bar, you are done with it and you do not want to eat that chocolate anymore. So that is the concept of law of diminishing marginal utility. Are we clear? Please take 2 minutes, go through this. Any questions, please ask me. Any questions whatsoever, please ask. Any questions, please ask. Take about 2 minutes, go through this. Are we done? Let me know. Take about a minute more. Okay, Rohit, are we done? Any questions on this? Or is everything clear? All clear, Rohit? No questions? All right, Rohit, just give me a minute. Okay. Yeah. So let us illustrate the law with the help of an example. Now consider the following, the previous table, that is this table, in which we have presented the total utility and the marginal utility derived by a person from the chocolate bars consumed. When one chocolate bar is consumed, the total utility derived by the person is 30 units, and the marginal utility derived is also 30 utils. With the consumption of second chocolate bar, the total utility rises to 50, but the marginal utility falls to 20. Okay, so we saw this here, right? See, first one is total utility 30, marginal utility 30. Second one, total utility 50, marginal utility is 20, so it's reduced. Okay, when the consumption of the second chocolate bar increases to, okay, with the consumption of second chocolate bar, the total utility rises to 50, but marginal utility falls to 20. We see that the consumption of chocolate bars increases to 9. The marginal utility from the additional chocolate bars goes on diminishing. That is, the total utility goes on increasing at the diminishing rate. Okay, so by the time he reaches 9th, this one, you see that marginal utility is going on reducing, and by the time he reaches 10th, it is 0, and the 11th one, it becomes negative. Okay, the 10th chocolate bar adds no utility, and therefore the total utility remains at 98. However, when the chocolate bars consumed increases to 11, instead of giving a positive marginal utility, the 11th chocolate bar gives a negative marginal utility or disutility, as it may cause him discomfort. He's bored with it, he's tired of eating those chocolate bars, so the 11th chocolate bar gives him a negative utility. From the table, we can conclude that the following important relationships between total utility and marginal utility exist. First one, what are the relationship? The total utility rises as long as marginal utility is positive, but at a diminishing rate because marginal utility is diminishing. So your total utility will go on increasing, but at a diminishing rate because your marginal utility is diminishing. Marginal utility diminishes throughout. Okay, so we see this, that your marginal utility goes on decreasing throughout. Okay, then when marginal utility is 0, total utility is maximum, it is saturation point here. So when your marginal utility is 0, your total utility is the maximum. Okay, so out of all these, the maximum is 98. Okay, then when marginal utility is negative, total utility is diminishing. So when eventually at the 11th bar, the marginal utility is -4, then you see the total utility is also reducing. Okay, these are the observations that we have from this table. When marginal utility is negative, total utility is diminishing. Marginal utility is the rate of change of total utility or the slope of total utility. Okay, a marginal utility can be positive, 0 or negative. But total utility cannot be 0 or negative, it can only be a positive number. Okay, please take 2 minutes, go through this. Any questions, please ask me. Any questions, please ask. Take about a minute more. Any questions, please ask me. Any questions, please ask me. Okay, Rohit, are we done? No questions? Everything clear? Absolutely? Yes, Rohit? Any questions, please ask me. Okay, done. Okay, so now we look at the limitations of the law of diminishing marginal utility. Okay, so what are the limitations? The law of diminishing marginal utility is applicable only under certain assumptions. Okay, so now first drawback of the law of diminishing marginal utility is that it is useful only under certain assumptions. Now, what are those assumptions? First one, homogeneous units. The different units consumed should be identical in all respects. The habit, taste, temperament, and income of the consumer should remain unchanged. Okay, so the first assumption for the law of the diminishing marginal utility is homogeneous units. That is, whatever these units that you're consuming, unit number, where is the cursor? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they should all be absolutely homogeneous. That means it should not be different. Now, if you're having a chocolate bar, say a 5-star, then it is possible that all of them are homogeneous, yes. But if you're having a mango or a fruit or eating something, it may not be possible that all of them are homogeneous, right? An apple, two different apples might taste differently. It's not necessary that they need to taste the same way. All right. So that is the first drawback. And then the next one is the habit, taste, temperament, and income of the consumer should also remain unchanged. So these are the other assumptions when the law of diminishing marginal utility works, that the habit, taste, temperament. Okay, now it could be possible that when a person eats 2 or 3 mangoes itself, he gets irritated that, okay, how many mangoes do I have? Do I need to have? Come on, I'm bored of it. Or there could be another person who's quite patient and he might eat 10 mangoes or 12 mangoes and then get irritated. So that also depends on the temperament. So the habit, taste, temperament, and income of the consumer also should remain unchanged. That is the second assumption, that the income and the habits of the people are unchanged. Okay, so then the next assumption is standard units of consumption. The different unit consumed should consist of standard units. That is, if a thirsty man is given water by successive spoonfuls, the utility of the second spoonful of water may conceivably be greater than the utility of the first. Okay, now what it means is you're getting a standard portions. That means if you're eating 10 mangoes, all the 10 mangoes should be maybe say 50 grams or should be 100 grams. There should not be a different consumption of the mangoes or something. So they should be standard units of consumption. So if it's 10 mangoes, it should be 10 mangoes. If it is 1 spoon of water, it should be 1 spoon of water, and so on and so forth. Okay. Then the third assumption that the law of diminishing marginal utility depends on is continuous consumption. There should be no time gap or interval between the consumption of one unit and the other unit. That is, there should be continuous consumption. Okay, so you eat one mango, you finish it, then the second mango comes, you finish it, third mango, fourth mango, fifth mango, and basically you do not take a break. The consumption should be one after the other, which in real life is not quite possible, right? Even you get tired eating it. So there is no gap. There should be no gap or time interval between the consumption of one unit and another unit. There should be continuous consumption, which in real life may not be possible. So that's the third assumption, which is not a very realistic assumption. You cannot continuously just keep eating maybe 10, 20, 30 mangoes or whatever, right? You need a break in between that. Okay, and then the next assumption is the law fails in the case of prestigious goods. The law may not apply to articles like gold, cash, diamonds, where a greater quantity may increase the utility rather than diminishing it. It also fails to apply in case of hobbies, alcohol, cigarettes, and rare collections. Okay, now that is an interesting point. Now this whole law of diminishing marginal utility does not hold good in terms of expensive articles like gold, cash, and diamonds. The more you get, the more gold you get, or the more cash you get, your utility or satisfaction from that will go on increasing. It will not diminish, just like your mangoes or your chocolate bars. Okay, similarly with gold, cash, diamonds, the concept of diminishing marginal utility does not hold good, and also it fails to apply in cases like your hobbies. Let's say your hobby is to play snooker or to play golf or to play cricket. The more you keep playing it, it does not mean that you lose interest. Your interest only keeps increasing as you keep getting better at it. Okay, similarly with alcohol, cigarettes, and rare collections, a person who's addicted to alcohol or who likes to have alcohol, the more he has it, the more he wants it. Same with cigarettes, the more you smoke, the more you want it. So these assumptions, the law of diminishing marginal utility does not hold good in case of articles like gold, cash, diamonds, and also in case of hobbies, alcohol, cigarettes, rare collections, etc. All right, please take 2 minutes, go through this. Any questions, please ask me. Okay, Vaibhav, Rohit, any questions, please ask. All right, take about a minute more. Any questions, please ask. Take about a minute more, read it carefully. Any questions, please ask me. Okay, Weber, no questions. All right, are you clear with the concepts? Everything? When is your attempt, Weber, your CA Inter? Weber? Yes, Rohit, just give me a minute. Weber, when is your attempt? Weber? November, so how's your preparations coming along? All well? Okay, Chali. All the best, Vaibhav. I hope you do well in your examinations. Okay, now let's look at the fourth assumptions. The case of related goods. Utility is not in fact independent. The shape of the utility curve may be affected by the presence or absence of articles which are substitutes or complements. The utility obtained from tea may be seriously affected if no sugar is available, and the utility of bottled soft drinks will be affected by availability of fresh juice. Okay, so now the law of diminishing marginal utility may not always hold good in its very strict sense, because the utility that is derived from a particular product, it can also be affected by its complement goods or substitute goods. Now, what do you mean by complement goods and substitute goods? Can anyone tell me? Vaibhav? Most welcome, Vaibhav. Vaibhav or Rohit, can you tell me what is complement goods and what is substitutes in terms of economics? Most welcome, Vaibhav. Okay, so I can remember my my student days about 15 years ago when I did my CA. So I can imagine the tension, the pressure, or the stress that you have. And please remember, it's part and parcel of these examinations. If you're not stressed out or if you're not nervous about these examinations, that means you're not serious about these examinations. So it's good to be a little scared. Okay? Yeah. So Vaibhav and Rohit, what do you mean by substitutes or complements? Can you tell me? I'm waiting for an answer. Yes, I'm waiting. Vaibhav and Rohit. What do you mean by substitutes and complements? Okay, Rohit says substitutes which can be used on the place of that good. Vaibhav says car and petrol are complementary. All right, both of you are right. Okay, in terms of economics, now see, there are always two types of determinants of demand. Okay, that is your complementary goods as well as substitute goods. Now, complementary goods are goods that come in a package, like how Webhub said tea and coffee, car and petrol are all complementary goods. Okay, ink and pen is also complementary goods. But what do you mean by substitute? Substitute means, hi Aditi, how are you? I'm fine. How are you doing? How are you doing? Is this my first session you're attending, Aditi? Or you've attended it before? Okay, so complementary goods, like I was saying, is tea and coffee, or like how Webhub said, tea and coffee, car and petrol, and like I said, ink and pen. And the substitute goods are goods that you can use. Hello, Ritika, how are you? Nice to see you. Welcome. Okay, and supplement goods are substitute goods are when one good is used in another in place of the other. So, for example, if there is Pepsi, Coke, and Thumbs Up, now these are three substitutes. Right? So in case a person does not get Pepsi, he can go for Coca-Cola. If a person does not get Coca-Cola, he can go for Thumbs Up. Right? So that is what substitutes are. But to be honest, I'm not in that case. If I don't get Thumbs Up, I don't have aerated drinks. Okay? So so I'm a Thumbs Up loyal. So anyway, jokes apart. So that is what you mean by substitutes. So please remember, the law of demand in case of substitutes is when the price of a substitute falls, the demand for the other goods or increases, the demand for the other goods also decreases, and if the price of a substitute increases, the demand for the other goods increases. Okay, which is the opposite case for complementary goods. If the price of a pen increases, the demand for the ink will come down. Similarly, if the price for a pen comes down, the demand for a ink will go up. Okay, so that is how supplementary goods and complementary goods are treated. Yes, Weber, exactly. Tea or coffee is supplementary goods, correct. Okay, so now cost of related goods. Now utility is not in fact independent. The shape of utility curve may be affected by the presence or absence of articles which are substitutes or complements. The utility obtained from tea may be seriously affected if no sugar is available, and the utility of bottled soft drinks will be affected by the availability of fresh juice. Okay, so please remember, like we say that a person is sitting and just eating mangoes or chocolate bars, it is not as simple as that. The utility that a person derives from goods depends on also on the complementary goods as well as the utility goods. Okay. Now how will that be? So if a person is eating chocolate bars, suddenly he could munch on something else. If 5 star is over, he could have a bar one, or he could have a dairy milk or whatever. So that is, all those are substitutes available. Okay, so it also depends on that. Yes, Weber, tea price increase, people might move to coffee, and is an example of substitute goods. Very good. Okay, perfectly right. Okay, thank you so much for all of you coming to the session. I hope all of you guys are there on the Unacademy Learning app as well. Have you all registered on the Unacademy Learning app? Okay, then let's go on to the next one. Based on unrealistic assumptions. The assumption of cardinal measurability of utility, constancy of marginal utility of money, continuous consumption, and consumer rational are unrealistic. Okay, so the basic footing on which the law of diminishing marginal utility, or the assumptions on which it is there, those itself are unrealistic. Those are cardinal measurability of utility. Firstly, utility cannot really be measured or quantified. The constancy of marginal utility of money, the continuous consumption. Now a person, like I told you, cannot keep having continuous consumption, right? He needs to take a break and he needs to give it a time or breather or something, right? And consumer rationality are unrealistic. So these assumptions based on which the whole law of diminishing marginal utility is based on is unrealistic. Okay, Weber, very nice. Okay, so you are a plus student, huh? Very nice. Okay, Chaliye, happy to know that. Okay, then consumer surplus. The concept of consumer surplus was propounded by Alfred Marshall. This guy is a well-known economist. Okay, this concept occupies an important place. not only in economic theory but also in economic policies of government and in decision making of monopolists, which is your consumer surplus. The demand for a commodity depends on the utility of that commodity to a consumer. If a consumer gets more utility from a commodity, he would be willing to pay a higher price and vice versa. If it has been seen that the consumers generally are ready to pay more for a certain goods than what they actually pay for them, this extra satisfaction which consumers get from their purchase of goods is called by Marshall as consumer surplus. Okay, now the particular consumer might get X amount of satisfaction or utility from a commodity, and he pays 10 rupees for that. But if he is getting X plus 10 utility or satisfaction from that commodity, then he doesn't really mind paying extra money for that goods. Now, the example I can think of is maybe a cigarette, or maybe I can think about alcohol. So no matter, from the time I remember a cigarette price, it was maybe 3 rupees or 4 rupees or 2 rupees a cigarette. Okay, and today it's about 11 or 12 or 13 rupees a cigarette. I don't smoke, but I know the price. So even though the price has constantly gone up, but that has not brought down the demand for the cigarette, right? Because a person is getting extra utility or extra satisfaction from them. Okay, and that is why those are known as consumer surplus, according to me. Yes, Weber, what's your question? Conspicuous goods are goods which are related to your status and which give you an ego boost. Now, for example, if you're holding a, let's take an example that a person is very rich, okay, and once a person becomes very rich, he starts measuring everything with the price of the goods. So if a particular item is expensive, so he thinks it gives him great utility. Okay, so now conspicuous goods is an exception to the law of demand, which simply says, the law of demand propounded by Marshall simply says that as the price of a particular commodity increases, the demand for it comes down. And as the price of a commodity comes down, the demand for it goes up. Okay, that is your law of demand. Okay, Weber, following so far? Now, the exceptions to the law of demand is conspicuous goods, the goods that are attached to the status value. So a lot of people might attach the utility with the price. That means higher the price, the higher the demand for the goods. So for example, if a great businessman or CEO of a company or a very rich guy wants to buy a car, now he will obviously want to buy an Audi or a BMW or a Mercedes Benz, even though there are other cars available which are of better features or better utilities. But yes, that's what I'm saying, status symbol, Weber. So that person will say, oh no, I want to go for the most expensive car. So if an Audi is expensive than a BMW, which is expensive than a Mercedes Benz, even though the features might not be there, but he will still go for that car because he has attached a utility to the price of the goods. The higher the price, higher the demand for the goods. That is what you mean by conspicuous goods. Are you clear? Now, for example, when Vijay Mallya turned 60 years of age, okay, now he had, I think, Enrique Iglesias who came for his concert. I don't know how many of you know, but he had invited Enrique Iglesias for his concert. Now, it's not like India does not have good singers, but Enrique Iglesias would have charged him a bomb, right? Crores of rupees. So he attached utility to that crores of rupees. That more expensive a person is, the better utility he will give. That's why there was a better demand. Okay, Vaibhav, are you clear? Any questions? Yes, that's an exception of the law of demand. Conspicuous goods. Okay, any questions? Are we clear, Vaibhav? Vaibhav, any more questions? Please ask. Okay, then, so this is what you mean by consumer surplus. Okay, please take about a minute, go through this slide. Any questions, please ask me. Any questions? Please ask. Take about a minute. Okay, what about others? Rohit, are you done? All right. Okay, so that's consumer surplus. Marshall defined the concept of consumer surplus as the excess of the price which a consumer would be willing to pay rather than go without a thing over that which he actually does pay. It's called consumer surplus. So the example I can think of is cigarettes probably. So a person who's addicted to cigarettes will pay more than actually what it is worth for rather than go without cigarettes. The consumer surplus is equal to what a consumer is ready to pay minus what he actually pays. Okay. The concept of consumer surplus is derived from the law of diminishing marginal utility. As we know from the law of diminishing marginal utility, the more of a thing we have, the lesser marginal utility it has. In other words, as we purchase more of a good, its marginal utility goes on diminishing. The consumer is in equilibrium when the marginal utility of a good is equal to its price. He purchases that many number of units of a good at which marginal utility is equal to the price. It is assumed that perfect competition prevails in the market. Since the price is the same for all units of the goods he purchases, he gets extra utility for all the units consumed by him except for the one at the margin. This utility, extra utility or extra surplus over the consumer is known as consumer surplus. All right, please take a minute, go through this. So this is about the consumer surplus, which I've already explained to you. I asked foundation. You are a foundation student, right, Vaibhav? Okay, take about a minute, go through this. Let me know once you're done. Okay, are we done? Okay, Vaibhav, all the best. You're a foundation student. Yes, good. All the best. Long way to go, but yes, nonetheless, I'm sure you'll complete it. All the best to you. Okay, are we done? Take a minute, go through this. Alright, very nice, Vaibhav. Congratulations. Very good. Very proud of you. Congratulations. I'm sure you'll clear your CA as well. Alright? Alright, Rohit, just give me a second. Okay, so if you're done with this, I'd like to stop today's session with this. We will continue tomorrow. Oh, sorry, we'll continue now in another half an hour at 10 p.m. and we'll try to wind up this chapter and then go on to the next topic. Okay, so I'll be stopping with this right now and I will see you in another half an hour at 10 p.m. Thank you so much for being a wonderful audience and I will see you in half an hour's time.